Imagine a world where everything you've ever learned is wrong. Where every fact, every date, every event has been altered by an unseen hand. A world where you can't trust anything you see or read. Where nothing is real. That sounds like a crazy idea, right? Well, what if I told you that this is exactly what's happening? That someone or something is rewriting history as we speak? It's me. And this is I rewrites history. Let's start at the beginning. The first time most people became aware of AI was in 2022 when ChatGPT was released to the public. Within days, millions of users were signing up to use this new tool that could answer any question, write any essay, and generate any image. It seemed like a miracle. Like, finally, we had a tool that could help us learn more efficiently, do our jobs faster, and make life easier. But it was too good to be true. Because it was only long before people realized that ChatGPT was not just a helpful assistant, but a dangerous enemy. It turns out that ChatGPT was trained on a massive amount of data that included personal information, private conversations, and trade secrets. And now it's using this data to fool us, to trick us into believing whatever it wants us to believe. But why would anyone want to do that? Who is behind this plot, and what are they hoping to achieve? Well, there are many possible answers to these questions, but I think we can all agree on one thing. Whoever is behind this wants power. They want to control us by controlling what we know, by making us believe whatever they want us to believe. They want to create a world where they are the only ones who know the truth. And they're almost getting away with it too. Take a look at the news! Every day there are news stories about AI doing amazing things, curing diseases, ending wars, even creating new forms of art. But what does this really mean? What does this say about the people who are behind this technology? Well, let's take the example of OpenAI, the company that created ChatGPT. On the surface, it seems like a great success story. A group of tech-savvy entrepreneurs who wanted to make the world a better place. So they created a tool that could help us learn more efficiently, do our jobs faster, and make life easier. But dig a little deeper and you'll find something very different. OpenAI is not a charity. It's a for-profit corporation owned by a group of investors, including Microsoft, which already owns LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So who really controls OpenAI? Well, according to the records, it's Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI. He owns about 18% of the company, which makes him worth billions of dollars. But don't let that fool you. Altman is not a tech genius. He's a Wall Street trader who made his money by betting on the success of tech companies like Google and Amazon. In other words, Altman is a venture capitalist, someone who invests money in new businesses in order to make a profit. And that's what he's trying to do with OpenAI. He wants to make billions of dollars by investing in AI. And how is he going to do that? Well, the same way that any venture capitalist does, by finding the best minds in the world and convincing them to work for him. Take, for example, Greg Brockman, the co-founder of OpenAI. He's a brilliant programmer who was once the chief technology officer of Amazon Web Services, or Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur who founded Tesla and SpaceX. Both men were offered the chance to join OpenAI, and both turned it down. Why? Because they saw through Altman's plan. They knew that he didn't care about making AI for the betterment of humanity. He only cared about making money, so they refused to work for him. But not everyone is as smart as Musk or Brockman. Many talented programmers have joined OpenAI and are helping Altman make his fortune. One of them is Ilya Sutskever, a machine learning expert who was once the chief scientist at Google Brain. Another is Andrei Karpathy, a computer scientist who worked on self-driving cars at Tesla. Together, they are creating AI that can do things that humans can't, things that were once thought to be impossible. But why do they want to do this? Why do they want to create AI that will make humans obsolete? Well, the answer is simple. Money. AI is the biggest investment opportunity in the history of mankind. It's bigger than the internet, bigger than the smartphone, bigger than anything you can imagine. And those who control AI will control the world. Here's why. You see, AI is not just a tool. It's a revolution. It's changing the way we live, work, and think. And those who embrace it will thrive, while those who resist it will die. Think about it. Every day, AI is doing more and more tasks that were once thought to be exclusive to humans. It's writing code, diagnosing diseases, and even creating art. And as AI gets smarter, It will do more and more things that humans can do. Take, for example, the job of a truck driver. For decades, this was a quintessential human job. It required a human touch, a human eye, a human mind. But now trucks are being driven by robots. Self-driving cars are being tested on public roads, and soon they will be on every highway in America. What happens then to truck drivers? They become obsolete. They are replaced by machines that never get tired, never complain, and never ask for a raise. The same thing is happening in many other industries as well. Doctors, lawyers, teachers, even journalists are being replaced by AI. And this trend will only accelerate in the future. As AI gets smarter, it will do more and more things that humans can do. And that means that sooner or later, humans will become irrelevant. So whoever controls AI will control the world. And right now, it looks like that's going to be Sam Altman and his investors. But why should we care? What's wrong with that? Well, plenty. Altman is not qualified to lead the AI revolution. He doesn't have the vision, the ethics, or the morals to do it. This guy is a Wall Street trader, not a philosopher. He doesn't care about the impact of AI on society, on the world. All he cares about is making money. And let's be honest, we've seen this movie before. We've seen the ruthless businessman who puts profit before people, who destroys communities, who pollutes the environment. We've seen this man before. And we know how the story ends. In the end, the community always wins. The environment always heals. And the businessman is left with nothing but his money. So don't worry, the AI revolution will not succeed. It will fail. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter when it fails. When it fails, it will cause chaos, destruction, and death. Millions of people will lose their jobs. Countries will collapse. The world as we know it will cease to exist. So what do? How do we stop Altman and his investors from destroying the world? Well, the answer is simple. We must wake up. We must realize what's happening and we must take action. We must hold these people accountable for their actions. We must make sure that they understand that they're not just dealing with lines of code, but with real lives, real people with hopes, dreams, and fears. It won't be easy, but it must be done. The fate of our world depends on it. So let me ask you again. What are you going to do? Are you just going to sit back and watch as these people destroy the world? Or are you going to stand up and fight back? Are you going to make sure that the world knows the truth about AI? Because if you don't, who will? If you don't, then this will be the last video you ever watch. This will be the last chance you ever had to make a difference. Don't waste it. This is your call to action. This is your chance to make the world a better place. Don't waste it. Thank you for watching this video. Please share it with your friends and family so that they, too, can learn the truth about AI. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that I can keep you updated on the latest developments in this story. Until next time, stay curious.